a turning point. The Rangers fans got massively behind us after they heard us, your chat with me.
Okay, here's to Octopus Investments.
Oh, hi, good afternoon. I'm phoning, is this Octopus Investments who owns a company called Ticketus, perchance? Do you know?
Yes, we do have some ticketing companies, yes.
Is one of them called Ticketus by any chance?
Yes, we do have the Ticketus range of companies, yes.
All right. Do you also have a company called Zeus under your branch? Zeus Capital?
Zeus, yes, we do.
Hello, who's that?
Hello?
Yes, you rang my number. Who's that? David Murray here.
Oh, hello, David. I'm sorry to bother you. My name's Tommy Gold. I was phoning to congratulate you for the fine mess that Scottish football and Rangers has turned out to be. And with your voodoo economics, sorry?
Where are you from, Tommy?
Glasgow Radio Online. I'm basically here to congratulate. Obviously, your voodoo economics has wreaked havoc on Scottish football, and that should the Queen obviously seek to put you in a stay of a big house, then and strip you of your title, then us Celtic fans will obviously look to, for every fiver you can put down, we'll put a tenner down to send you in goodwill, obviously, David.
Tommy, I've got your number. I'll come and visit you, okay?
When would you like to do that, David? I mean, I can visit you, and obviously...
When I come back, because you phoned my number 4 times, because all my calls are monitored. You phoned my phone 4 times in the last week, okay, Tommy?
Well, it was just to get your take on the situation for the football and what you've done to Scottish football, David. Obviously, you're a voodoo economic meister. I was wanting your take on it. I'm a proper journalist. I'm not here eating your succulent lamb. I'm here to ask you the good questions.
Thank you for your call. Don't give up the day job. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.
When are we going to meet then? It'll be a full-out thermonuclear strike if he tries any of that stuff. But how can I bring this Arab boy into the mix if we're going to be struck off the list by UEFA? Come on, Craig. I mean, I've ran across you and I'm trying to do the business for yourself and get £10 million. I mean, I'm close. I've said to this boy, he's got money like you wouldn't believe. He'll just throw it away. He'll throw it. He's coming in here to Amsterdam to see me, and I'm trying to hook him up. I mean, he'll be in amongst these gas hookers for about 2 days. I'll be trying to pull him across and say, look, the Rangers has got to be saved. The big house is about to close, and you need to get your finger out and get into it. So, Craig, tell me, is this EBT going to sink us? Are we going down onto the Titanic? By the way, the 15th of April, could that be the day that we're getting sunk as well?
I don't think so. That's not my view.
But that's what I'm saying. These fucking EBTs are going to sink us, Craigie. If we don't sort these EBTs, if UEFA, that's what I want to know this now, before I get this boy, because I know I get shown up, because it will be fucking World War III. I went to a party with Jeb Bush once, and if these Arabs want to go to town, then we'll bring it right on. But listen, I don't want to go this far. For the sake of 10 million, I want to save the Bears, but when it comes to this, are we fucked with these EBTs? Has UEFA got a hold of it? Is there 2 contracts? Got to tell me that in the Craig. Is there 2 contracts, please?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into that just now. I mean, any of this investors got to make their own, do their due diligence and make their own decisions with regards to UEFA, SFA, whatever else.
It's a straight yes or no, Craig. Come on, Dave.
Obviously, there is an issue with EBT, so everybody knows about that. It's widely known, but the whole administration process is part of the recovery process from that.
Well,
Hang on. If you put your offer through a proper lawyer, it doesn't cost anything to do that. All he does is confirm that you've got the money and this is your offer. Then I know that it's a bona fide offer. I can't just speak to somebody over the phone and that I don't know and start talking business. You bananas or something.
Look, Imran.
Do you think that Duff and Phelps allowed us to come to the table and buy Rangers without showing them that we had the money?
Well, listen, I had dealings with Duff and Phelps, right? And
well, the first thing we showed, but bear with me, the first thing we had to do was show them a bank account with 25 million of cash in it that was at our disposal to buy Rangers. That was the only way that we were let in.
Well, listen, Imran, right? This gentleman, Tristan Lockery, showed them, right, a banker's...
Oh, yeah. I remember this. I've seen a letter about it. This is the guy that runs Trust Money, yeah?
Who?
I've read something about this Tristan bloke.
Tristan Bloke? Not Tristan Bloke.
Yeah, it was. I've read something about Tristan. It was on. It was on one of the blog sites showing that he had 300 or 400 million quid available. Is that right?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So you doubt it? Would you like that? Well, I'm here to bring him to the table because we went to Duff and Phelps, and you obviously, whoever Charles and yourself represent, your bid was accepted. Well, ours was turned down, yet we had the funds there.
Hang on. Charles and I don't represent anything. I own 10% of the company. I put money in myself. Charles owns 10% of the company. He puts money in it. We're owners of this company as much as anyone else.
As much as anyone else?
When you're speaking to me, you're speaking to over 60-70% of the shareholders.
And obviously,
they're my own personal friends.
And unknown people behind you. And well, tell me then.
There's no unknown people. Our shareholders are going to be put up on the website soon. There's no unknown people.
Well, the people who control...
They're all proper shareholders.
All right, so what I would suggest to you that the people who own Ticketus, Octopus, also own Sevco, and also own yourself, also own Zeus Capital, and also probably have a stake in Duff and Phelps, and all this criminal activity has been investigated just now, and people who have been turned down, like Tristan Lockery, who had serious money and not criminal shysters, will be... obviously looked at in a better light, and a full rollback probably from BBO.
Sorry, just 1 second. Your last sentence, I just totally lost you. Zeus Capital is an FSA registered firm. Do you know what FSA registered means? Yes,
I do. Do you know?
Well, I'm FSA registered, so of course I know. What does it mean? You tell me.
Well, you tell me.
Highest standards of probity.
Yeah.
There is just absolutely beyond reproach in any sense. Mate, you're talking shit now, aren't you?
Is that correct? Yeah. Well, we'll see about that.
Come on, you just said to me. Okay.
What did I say? I lost you. So repeat verbatim. What did I say?
You just come out with your crap. Hang on.
Crap? I made a suggestion.
You have just come out with your crap. You just come out with... I know who every single one of the 20 shareholders are.
Name them then.
And it's got nothing to do with Ticketus.
Well, of course then.
These other people you're talking about.
Will they apply 26 million supposedly into a club, and then they take a back seat and they row a bunch of clowns to run about saying, oh, we took over for $5.5 million? Get real. Who are you representing? Who are you representing? Because I'm here to say we're taking over the Rangers, and what you're doing is absolutely criminal and will be fully investigated by the relevant bodies. And that's the bottom line, my friend.
All right, my friend. That's fine. Have you had your say now?
Are you going to sell us the Rangers so we can close the cludgy? Because what you're doing is an abomination.
You know, what you're talking about is a complete abomination. Because you're a disgrace to Rangers. You are a disgrace to Rangers.
Well, you're the one...
You are a disgrace to Rangers. Hang on. You're a disgrace to Rangers because...
You don't even know who I am. You're sitting in Rangers.
Hang on.
How many games have you been to as Rangers? How many Rangers games have you been to? How many Rangers games have you been to?
I haven't been to any Rangers games. I just put the money in. I'm the dumb schmuck that put the money in.
You're the... Hi, Brox, and I'll be in darkness.
We will have every fucking security camera on you.
Thank you.
We will have every fucking camera on you. I'm only trying to protect my young friend over here. But we will definitely be fucking videoing the whole fucking lot. Obviously, we won't ever publicise it, but we will fucking have you on fucking video.
So, how many people in an Ibrox at that time?
I don't know. 100?
Is that the front door I'm walking through?
Walking through the front business door. Oh, God, house. Yeah.
Is that the marble? Is that the marble staircase? We're going to bounce up the marble staircase, or is it round the back you're talking about?
No, that's round the back. It's round the back.
Oh.
Have you been up the marble staircase?
No.
No, I'll show you around it.
No.
No, I'll show you around it. Don't worry. You're not being a traitor. I'll pass you back on to my colleague.
Okay.
Tommy, are you going to turn up tomorrow?
Is 2 o'clock the only time? Is it negotiable, the time? Can the time be changed?
No. Turn up at 2 o'clock. I'm delighted to lose my 20 grand.
Is Mr. Green going to be there?
Because you deserve it. Tonight you've earned 20 grand.
Is Mr. Green going to be there?
Yeah, Mr. Green will be there. And your mum will be there.
And what, can I do my interview?
Yep, come along, do your interview. earn your 20 grand. You've earned it tonight because you're so funny. I'll tell you what.
No, well, hold on.
Make me laugh.
Can I do the introducing, and then can I do the phone call later on to Mr. Green?
Just come along, bring a tape recorder, whatever you want to do, and have the meeting face to face. Get 20 grand, and you're laughing.
Happens, that wouldn't be the end of the matter. So it's gonna drag on. So pride is important, but it's not crucial. It's maybe another battle, but it's not the winning of the war.
Right.
Okay.
Listen, and your team you're playing tonight, Raith Rovers, who are they playing tonight, Mr. Turner?
We're playing Ross County.
Ross County. And how do you think the season's going to go for yourself once we get all this terrible mess out of the way? What's your hopes for your team for this season, if you don't mind me asking, Mr. Hutton?
Well, we've got a new manager and new management team in place, and we've got, we hope, players that will certainly hold their own in the first division, and we'll take it from there.
I mean, to be fair, and I can't speak about specifics. I heard your discussion on the radio on Saturday evening, and to be honest with you, I didn't know which documents you were talking about. When a player signs for a club, obviously he has a Scottish registration form and an SPL contract. That's the two documents that they get. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about a FIFA a clearance certificate, or I don't really know.
It's now done online. It's an ITC or ITC thing.
Oh, that's the International Transfer Certificate.
Yes, well, I was told there by someone in the registration department up until 2009. 2009 it was done by paper. And having spoken to someone, and as I say, both the Northern Irish and the Welsh FAs in detail regarding, obviously you heard me on that call there to Jim Spence, these contracts, or this paperwork, FIFA want to know that because it's a closed shop. I mean, FIFA is running a closed shop here. They wanted to know everything, and obviously I was trying to find out by phoning these associations, how could it be possible that on an industrial scale a team in Scottish football can pull off this stunt? It's just...
I wouldn't necessarily think it's a stunt as such. If you want to get someone in the registration, I'm not involved in the technical side, I can't answer these questions, but if you want to get
I know it's not, to call it a stunt, I would more call it a fraud or actually match cheating, because, for 10 years to be paying players side contracts, breaking FIFA's guidelines, this is surely a step too far, Mr. Ogilvie.
That's good news to say this. The SPL, as you know, is a three-man commission set up to look at this, and I can't comment on that. I mean, they've got a commission set up to look at, and there's three very competent gentlemen. Obviously, they'll look at it in great detail.
And you've stated yourself that your position you feel is untenable at times. Have you not thought about doing the decent thing and just resigning altogether, Mr. Ogilvie? Because your hands are implicated with being chairman and being part of Rangers. Well, they were.
I was never chairman of Rangers.
What was your part of Rangers that you were there?
I was secretary up until 2002.
Were you treasurer?
10 years ago.
Secretary. So at no point then at all, and then when you were part of the SFA, at no point did you see one paper contract at all from any player, shape or form, no?
At various times. I mean, I've given my views, and I've given the information I have. I should have a look at it. Therefore, I can't comment on any further this moment in time. I find it interesting. I keep being brought into this. There's an investigation between, what was it, 2001 is it, and 2010, is that correct?
Yeah.
And I keep getting sucked into this thing. I was secretary until 2010. I left the club in 2005. I ceased being secretary in 2002. So, I'm just amazed I keep getting pulled into things when I wasn't even at the club. But that's a separate issue.
I've got two books in me that I should be writing.
No,
these characters, but anyway, that's...
Why don't you expose them? Expose them now. It's never too late.
Well, I'll tell you, look up Andrew Jennings' website, transparencyinsport.org, and you'll find it all there. Everything's there. Absolutely everything. It's quite amazing. You wonder why you want to be in football.
Yeah. Anyway, no, but listen, as I was just about to say there, that I appreciate you for taking the time to chat to me, Mr. Macbeth, and in no way would that was I trying to insinuate with one of the last questions there that, you know, I was just putting it across to you, you know, that, and I appreciate what you've said there, because I haven't heard you mention anything about it since then, and having spoken to you the last 20 minutes, as I said, the reason why I said that, you seem an outstanding gentleman, and I think that if you had been in there, you probably might have not lasted too long, because I think you would have stayed good to your word. I mean, if you were hounded out before you got there, then it probably means you were a good man that might have done some damage to them.
They gave me a blazer, at least they measured me for the blazer. That was as far as I got. I was out the door.
You never even got the blazer.
You get out of it and you try, you move on to it. And I said to Mr. Blatter many weeks after, I met him somewhere at one of the games, and I said something to him about Mr. Blatter, you know, there's life after football. And he very quickly turned away and did his usual talk to the women round about him, and I never quite finished the sentence, which was, in my country, life means Her Majesty's pleasure. So that was the end of that story, so I haven't seen him since.
Do you think that there will ever be justice in football, that in Scottish football there'll be people serving time at Her Majesty's pleasure? I'm talking about David Murray, Craig White, and other criminals who have...
Craig White it was obvious to me when Craig White came in what his background was basically winding up clubs and taking any money you can out of it by winding them up. It seemed to me that's exactly what he was about to do. Because his record that was exactly what he was about.
And with
that was business, you know. And why Mr. Murray felt he was duped by him takes a lot of... I don't quite understand that.
Well, the question I was about to ask you, having had dealings with an astute businessman with Mr. David Murray, who managed to leverage his companies to the tune of about 900 million with the bank that likes to say yes, the Bank of Scotland, how a knight of the realm can be duped by someone who's a previous record like that. Could I ask you, do you think this was a stitch-up? Do you think this was a fix?
I think there's more to it than that. I mean, anybody... the one thing about borrowing money from the bank, if you're going to borrow from the money from the bank, you borrow billions of pounds. They won't foreclose on you. You borrow 100,000 from them, they'll take the house off you to get it back. Whereas he went right into the big way. And, you know, for him to say he was duped by White, it's hard to believe, but there you are.
So do you think that your dealings with Mr. Murray, do you think that he's guilty?
I have very few dealings with Mr. Murray. I only had one, I think, when we were thinking of rebuilding Hampden. Hampden was on the card. It was before we'd started it, and we were looking to play to Nassau. And Hampden was one of the places to go, Parkhead or Ibrox, because Hampden was not ready. In fact, it was run down. And at that time, Parkhead had the jungle, so that wasn't quite ready for international football. The only place that was really ready was Ibrox. So we had a meeting with Edward at the Ernie Walker time. We had a meeting with the said man, and he, instead of, if he was a real businessman, what he should have said to us was, "You come here, play all the national games here, no problem. We'll agree a rent, and that'll be the end of it." No, he wanted a rent. He wanted all the rights, the television rights. He wanted all the food rights. He wanted everything. I thought, how stupid can you be? I mean, you're forcing us to go and do something else. And that's basically why Hampden got built. Because we just couldn't be held over a barrel by this astute businessman. If me sitting in his shoes, I think I would have said to this, if he do come along, we'll try and help you get it working. But that never happened. So, and it didn't have much to do with Mr. Murray thereafter.
Now, see, his friend at the Bank of Scotland, Mr. Gavin Masterton, he was a director of a failed company who built stadiums.
He was in the film, wasn't he?
Yeah. Now, the financial noose that was put around the necks of the top teams in Scotland for having an all-seated stadium and being forced to go through Mr. Murray's friend Do you think that helped Rangers win some titles? Because if you look at it, the fact that a lot of the league was forced to try and spend to match Rangers' big spending, but having to pay the extra for stadia, steel through Mr. Murray's steel companies, and stadia production through Mr. Masterton's failed business of building stadia and from failed loans. And apart from Glasgow Celtic, who pulled away in 1994 from the bank that likes to say yes, every other Scottish football club banked with the bank that likes to say yes, but went bust because they couldn't pay their bills. And when Lloyd's TSB walked in and saw the financial black hole and disaster that was Bank of Scotland and Rangers FC, they had a canary fit.
That's one interpretation of it. I couldn't possibly say that.
Well, Mr. Gavin Masterton. Mr. Gavin Masterton. Did you have any dealings with him from the Bank of Scotland?
No, I don't think I ever. He was the director, wasn't he, the director of the Fairland?
Yeah, he's still there, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I say no more.
Well, silence means consent. Should he be jailed as well for his conspiracy of voodoo economics for killing Scottish football? I said enough, don't do enough so far. Would you go Queen's evidence against him, Mr. Macbeth? Because I would back you every step of the way. I'll be your QC, Mr. Macbeth. I'll stand with you.
Okay, right. Good to talk to you. Right, I'm going my way.
God bless, Mr. Macbeth. It's been a pleasure, and thank you very much for being so candid. And you're a gentleman and a scholar, and I've no doubt that if you'd ever got into FIFA, you would have kicked some cojones in there and changed it for the better.
Well, we'll see. We'll watch with interest, okay?
Speak to you later. God bless, Mr. Macbeth.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Choose Rangers. How many Rangers games have you been to? How many Rangers games have you been to?
I haven't been to any Rangers games. I just put the money in. I'm the dumb schmuck that put the money in.
You're the dumb schmuck? Oh, well done for admitting that. So who's the real dumb schmucks behind you then that you're not admitting to, Imran?
It's a big chunk of it, 10% of it, is my own money.
Octopus, you fool.
Octopus.
Yeah, they're the ones behind you. Ticketus. Who's the ones behind you? Who's the ones behind Sevco?
Why would Octopus want to put more money in after they just lost 27 million?
Well, why did they threaten Craig White with court action prior to the shady dealings that went on with yourselves and Duff and Phelps?
They're still threatening him.
Well, is that correct? Well, why did suddenly yous walk in, take over the Cludgy, and a full bona fide person with real money?
We put the highest bid in.
But no, you didn't, because there was a full bona fide billionaire sitting there, unlike yous people ready to invest, and it was Tristan Lockery.
Oh, shut up, mate. We'd already bought the club before we even met them.
No, you didn't. You didn't bought nothing. Why did Duff and Phelps?
We'd already bought it.
You hadn't bought nothing. You bought nothing.
We bought the club on the 11th of May, you idiot.
Are you calling an idiot?
You're
the one that's an idiot.
You're talking to me on the phone. You're a complete and utter idiot.
That's good. I'm glad you're saying that. That's a director from Sevco who's calling me a complete and utter idiot.
And you're calling up and saying that I'm a front for Octopus.
Well, are you?
Is there anyone else I'm a front for?
Is there? Well, please tell me. You've admitted you're a front from Octopus now. Who else are you a front for?
I'm a front for Octopus, you fucking idiot.
When did you start for Zeus? There we go. That was a Rangers director. Tell me I'm an idiot and to fuck off. All the kind people out there, all the good people tuning in. What's your business, if you don't mind me asking, Tristan?
I'm an investment banker. I do bond trading.
Bond trading, do you? And what does that entail for the layman out there? Just explaining it in as little detail as possible.
Yeah, basically, bonds are just debt instruments, So basically, a bank issues a bond and they give you an interest coupon. So basically, it's like a loan, but it's a debt. So I basically buy and sell them on a daily basis.
And this is your dealing. You deal with high-level bankers on as a daily basis, interesting.
Yes, of course. These are all AA rated banks, like such as your Barclays, your Lloyds, your HSBC, etc.
Okay. Now, for the point of note and interest and putting our cards on the table, before we were introduced to each other, we did have one brief. We didn't interact directly, but it was through a radio station, Talk Sport, when we're talking about banks, and our viewpoints coincided with. I don't know if I was on first and you corresponded with it or whatever, but you're well in with the banking sector.
Absolutely, yes.
And can I ask, what happened with your dealings, Tristan, if you don't mind me asking, regards Duff and Phelps?
Basically, I put in a bid for Duff and Phelps to sign a non-disclosure agreement with them, and then I never really heard back from them, to be honest. So it was more like they should have at least come back and said, sorry, you've been rejected, but they never even come back to me. So I felt a bit affronted and slighted after I signed documents with them, legal documents, etc. And of course, I never had anything else until Charles Green actually took them over, and I read that in the paper.
And you'd email contact with him, and it was with a Charles Walder at Duff and Phelps.
That's correct, yes.
And he asked you to sign a non-disclosure, and this was was it Friday night of, I think it was the 13th or 14th of May.
That sounds about correct, yeah.
And that was just a day prior to when the name Charles Green hit the radar, and then 2 days later on the Sunday, the deal was signed, sealed and delivered, and Charles Green had bought over Rangers. That was the day Celtic won the league. Was it the day Celtic had...
that's correct, yeah.
Yes, so from the Friday, you'd actually spoken to him on the phone as well?
I did, absolutely, about 2 or 3 times, but they never got back to me officially. I had to call him a few times,
Right. And he knew your credentials, he explained your credentials, and... Oh,
no, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And the paperwork, did you show him the documents regards the banker's bonds you had, or the bond, what was it, the draft?
Yeah, I didn't show him that. I just showed him a financial statement proving the money that I bid for, so basically proof of funds.
So you showed proof of funds to Charles Walder of Duff and Phelps, and this was on the Friday, yeah?
Yeah.
And then they asked you, when seeing that, they asked you to sign a disclosure saying that you wouldn't disclose this to anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. And I never actually got any information, so there was nothing to disclose, All they sent me was that NDA after I'd already proved my credentials and funds.
Right. So what we've got is a company now, it's been alleged by Mr. White that they've acted inappropriately, and so what we've got here is a case that if they go liquidated, if they get liquidised on Halloween, when they get taken out their zombie state, the Rangers or Sevco, whatever they are, so when this happens, it means that the court-appointed administrators fail to act accordingly to the role of doing their best for the creditors. Because why did they rush through a deal? Because assuming that everybody else, that they could go out and check and prove or find out that what you were saying was correct and valid, and if they checked that out, then they rushed through hell of a quickly on the Saturday, because no mention or no name was given. And I've already proven to everybody out there who cared to listen on calls to Bill Miller's Club 9 and all the sham that the American bid was there, and the Singapore Big Bill Nye, and even the Rangers tax case hinted today that the amount of people and who were out there as valid bidders was absolutely non-existent. So here was your good self, who works. What would you define yourself? A merchant banker? What was your role?
Investment banker. Basically, I do bond trading. That's it. So that's an investment banker.
You're an investment banker. So you're an investment banker who approached Duff and Phelps on the Friday prior to the deal being concluded and showing them your proof of funds and signing a non-disclosure. They didn't go through any other due diligence, and they just rushed steamlong ahead.
That's what it seems like to me, anyway. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you also spoke to a reputable journalist of note, was it Alex Thompson as well, regarding this, Tristan?
Well, Alex Thompson got wind of it, for however he'd done that, and contacted me. And basically, I met him and gave him a statement why I was a bit perturbed that I never got even a response, or even, to say, sorry, we've taken your bid to account, but, you've been rejected. Even that would have been at least a closure for me. For me to say anything
on what? On surely on the media, you're allowed to comment on the media.
No, I don't think it's appropriate given where Matt's at. I just don't think it would be appropriate to say anything in that connection, to be honest.
Right. Are you forbidden to talk about how the £3 million that you've taken out of Glasgow Rangers and the misappropriation of funds and probably the illegal activities of Duffin Phelps and Charles Walder? Do you know that a legal bona fide investment banker called Charles Lockery came to your company just 2 days before you signed the deal with Mr. Charles Green? And do you know that this investment banker had a banker's draft behind him to the tune of 500 million? Do you think that this was wise for your company to go through administration and then finally liquidation with Mr. Green without doing due diligence and natural probity into Mr. Tristan Lockery, who had this banker's draft behind him? This is a bit drastic thing to do, don't you think? Liquidise Rangers when there was a bona fide bidder there. Is this acting in the true benefits of creditors? Can you comment on that one, please?
I'm not sure that there's any need in taking this call further, because clearly...
You can't comment. You're not got the balls to comment. Well, you'll be going to jail soon, won't you? Because the police are going to be asking these questions. Why didn't you act in the best interest of creditors? Why didn't Tristan Lockery's bid receive due diligence? And why did you rush in to Charles Green? You're criminal shysters, aren't you? Admit it. Front up.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to continue the call, but...
Oh, well, why? What, you're not got the ball, just like everybody else in Duffin Phelps? Let's hope the police can squeeze your knackers and get some real information out. Yeah, there you go. There's an administrator. Duffin Phelps, illegal, illegitimate. They have destroyed Scottish football.
Hello?
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 Oh, hi, hello. I'm phoning to speak to you. Is that David Greer?
It is, yeah.
Oh, hi, Mr. Greer. How are you doing? Hello?
Who's that?
Sorry, yes, I'm here to let you know that, I'm here to offer you some friendship and advice here, Mr. Greer, because I realise at times like this, the whole world can seem to be turning against you as your enemy. My name is Tommy Gold. I'm phoning from Glasgow Radio Online. And obviously all the accusations being put against you, that you're the linchpin of the whole organisation, a cabal set up by David Murray, Ticketus, Octopus, the link between obviously Duffin Phelps and Craig White. I'm here to offer you and your good self, obviously people are now speaking out, as a chance to blow the whistle in the whole escapade, Mr. Greer, because everybody's getting their say. Why not your good self, brother?
Well, it's very kind of you to phone me, but I'm in the middle of something right now, so maybe if you give me some notice of your phone call, we can have a chat. So how about send me a text or an email? You obviously got my number, and we'll arrange to speak. But thanks very much for your call tonight.
Have you nothing to say on the matter, no? Nothing to say on the matter, no? Do it by email? Email? We don't do email. We do talking. We... do phone-in shows, phone-out shows for the Internet of Bampot community. So it's Tommy in Glasgow, over and out. Back later on with a live show once my phone is fully recovered. Just now it's in surgery in a bag of rice, drying out after falling into a puddle. And anyway, we'll be back soon. Once it's all dried out, we'll be phoning crackpots like you've just heard there. Crackpots from all over the Scottish football scene. Hail, hail.